Alright, so let me answer the question that's been on everyone's mind for the past few days. And that is, does the new Star Wars Battlefront game feel like the old Star Wars Battlefront games? And from what the Force has told me through meditation, and from what I've played myself, it does not feel like an old Star Wars Battlefront game. There's two ways to look at that. One is, alright, good, they're changing it up. Not trying to make it like the old ones, they're trying to put a new spin on a really old game. And on the other view is, they're fucking it up, they're ruining this franchise. Why even keep the same title when you're gonna take away a good amount of the stuff that wasn't the old ones? Why not just give it a different name and most people will be fine with it? Like Star Wars Galactic Warfare or something like that. That would be stupid of a title. Why would it be called Star Wars and then have Galactic Warfare or whatever? Stupid title aside, you're in one of those, or you can be in a third category and just say you just want a Star Wars game as long as it's fun. You don't fucking care, and you're fine with it because this is a Star Wars game and it's pretty fun. It's not a bad game. It's not an extremely great game, but it is a good game from what I played. And it gets the Star Wars aesthetic through. It's like the sound effects, the visuals, everything is Star Wars. Nothing throws you off that it's brought from another movie or show or whatever. Everything is Star Wars to the core so far. Like, I don't really know how they can really mess that up, because there's no storyline, there's no campaign mode from what they've said in the full game. Or there's no way in hell they can fuck the story up. All they just need to do is get the sound effects and the visuals correct, and it's pretty much good to go. For the aesthetics, for the gameplay wise, it's a little harder than that. Gameplay wise, like I said, to me it does not feel like the old Star Wars Battlefronts. Then again, I haven't played one in quite a long time, so my opinion might be a little bit skewed. But from what I remember, it just doesn't feel like one. It feels like more of the Call of Duty and the Battlefields of now. And I guess like they were never forced to really say that they never even said they're trying to remake the Battlefront games. They're trying to put their own spin on it, I would go with. And they do. It's like, it made me feel like a Battlefield COD with Star Wars plastered on it, which isn't bad. Like I said, it is a good game. It has drawbacks, but it's still in beta, so those drawbacks can change. Like at the moment, the spawn system is pretty fucking garbage. You have only two choices. The one choice is where the game wants you to spawn. You can't choose an actual spawn location like you can in the old Battlefronts and even in Battlefield. And the second option is you could spawn on your partner, which is in Battlefield, but it's a much smaller option in Battlefront because you only have one partner instead of a squad of 4 like you do in Battlefield. So your spawn options are quite limited. And the game spawn points are pretty bad. It's either you're too far away from the action, or you're right into the action, like right on top of it, and you instantly die. It's like, that goes with your partner spawn as well. But that we're all used to instantly dying through partner spawns throughout every other game, so that we're fine with that. And also the balancing I'll go with for this game type in particular, Walker Assault. From my experience, the Imperials have a 95% chance to win the fucking game. You'll be really hard pressed to ever see the Rebels win. There is a few reasons for that. One is the spawn systems are fucked. and they're not that great right now, so you can't really choose where you want to spawn, so you can't make any tactical decisions to rearrange how you play through it. There's one. Two is that the Imperials get vehicles, like ground vehicles, and the Rebels don't. Then again, the Rebels do get a lot of anti-vehicle turrets and anti-infantry turrets to counteract that problem, just like in the movie. Like in the movie, I don't believe the Rebels had any ground vehicles to work with. They only had Tauntauns, and there's no fucking Tauntauns in the fucking game, so I don't know what they're doing right there. They're fucking up already, but let's just ignore that. And they had those turrets and anti-vehicle weaponry, which the Rebels slightly get. When you're on the Rebel side, when you're creating your class, you only have the option of one anti-vehicle grenade and another ion charge for your gun that does extra damage to vehicles. That is all the choices you have for anti-vehicle weaponry in your class. That being said, there are power-ups on the map that I would like to say that they have to change the color of it, or just show them a little bit better on your mini-map, because they've camouflaged into the fucking snow. It's really hard to see them. But they are in fixed position, so you can just memorize their spots. But whatever. But they do have a chance to give you an anti-vehicle turret and a smart rocket launcher. But it is randomized. You don't know what you're actually gonna get. You might just get an anti-infantry turret and be useless when you're getting mowed down by 3 ATSTs in an AT-AT. Like, what? You don't really have much an option to counteract that other than getting in the turrets, but the turrets are quite easily taken out by the AT-AT. So there's the trouble with that. And also, you have spaceships. I'll go with spaceships. As you can see, that I'm flying around in an X-Wing. My favorite one by far from all the ones I've played. But they all feel like they all have different characteristics, of course. Like this X-Wing is a lot slower, but it takes a lot more damage than an A-Wing. But even though they all have different characteristics, the characteristics aren't big enough within themselves to actually make a difference, really, unless you're extremely really good at flying in this game. Like, as you can see in a lot of this video, I'm easily keeping on the tail of a lot of TIE fighters and TIE interceptors, which should not really be the case in the X-Wing. Like, if I was in an A-Wing, which is a lot more maneuverable, then yeah, that would be fine. Well, in an X-Wing though, I should be outmaneuvered at some point during the match. I have to change up my flight style to counteract that. But seeing as the flight models are not that different from each other, they're slightly different, but not enough to really pose a change in that you'll get outflown by another dude. It's not enough. So, even though that being said, as you can see throughout the video, my team does gain air superiority by a lot, but that doesn't really help all that much for the ground dudes. Like you see them going on strafing runs, and it doesn't really do that big of an impact to the ground units. Like, I get some kills here and there. It might just be me sucking at shooting or whatever, but it just doesn't really feel like I changed the impact of the ground battle doing this. Because the main point of this game type is the rebels have to go to these uplink stations and defend them for a while for we could get a certain number of Y bombers to attack the AT-ATs. No, don't ask me why we need to have an uplink for Y wings to come and bomb AT-ATs. I don't know why. Like, I don't think they'll really have a trouble just going in with their vision alone. And AT-AT is a fucking big machine. But whatever. It's just gameplay mechanic. Let's just go with that. And yeah. In doing so, like, you know, we gain air superiority. Like, the fighters do good amount of damage to the AT-ATs. But most of the damage would be coming from the ground units. But mostly the ground units are stuck occupied, just being mowed down by the ATSTs that they just can't kill because they don't have the weaponry really. And again, you could say well, you have a lot of anti-vehicle turrets throughout the map. Yes, but they get destroyed too quickly when you're actually using them to really be a big enough impact to do anything. Like, albeit said, if you have a good team, you can win. Like I said, pretty sure I said you had 95% chance of losing when you're in the Rebels, but you also have that 5% chance of winning. And always having a good team, which usually means you will have an easier time to win. But this is an online game. You will hardly ever have a really good team. You'll most likely be pure crap. You might even be pure crap yourself. And even if the enemy team is a little decent, if you're on the Rebel side, it's gonna be really, really hard to win a match. Like, but this is a beta. Most likely in the full game, we'll have a lot more resources to take out vehicles and the like. From what the beta gives us, it's almost an impossible fucking task to win. So that's Walker Assault. And for the other game type, I don't remember the name. I'm just gonna call it. What do I want to call it? Let's call it Drop Zone, because escape pods drop down and you have to capture them for a while defending against the enemies. That game type is pure infantry units versus infantry, no vehicles. And that, let's say, that was a lot better of a game type for myself. You know, I prefer it to Walker Assault when I'm in infantry. Like, when I'm in like, Walker Assault's the only chance I get to be in X-Wing and stuff, so I do prefer that for being able to fly. But for Drop Zone, the infantry gameplay is a lot better. I guess because it's a smaller map, that it lends itself easier to infantry gameplay. Well, yeah, so this video's about to end, so let me just say, Battlefront's a pretty good game. It's not bad, it's not great, but it's not a Battlefront game, in my opinion. So, if you wanted something like the old Battlefronts, this isn't really gonna give it to you, but it's still a pretty good game. And if you want something Star Wars, it's Star Wars and it's not bad. So here you go. And that's pretty much my opinion on the game. And yeah, the Let's Play shall continue. The Devil May Cry Let's Play will continue in the week, maybe, hopefully. But besides that, yeah, here you go. Battlefront is not Battlefront. Let the Force not be with you in this game.